E3 is almost upon us again, and with it comes new game trailers, new announcements, and hopefully some high quality cringe that only E3 can deliver. Sony has completely pulled out of E3 this year, leaving Microsoft the only platform holder to be staging a conference, so let's see what we can expect from them this year at E3. Right off the bat, I think they open with Gears 5. I think we'll get a new gameplay trailer, or we'll get a new story trailer, and we'll get, 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay there. We know it's going to be there. It's probably going to open because I think you open with something you've already shown and you close with something that you haven't really shown. So I think they close with Halo Infinite, but Gears of War 5 will get way more information this time around. We know that the multiplayer is going to be there in some capacity. I think they're doing an esports event at E3, but I think for the conference, for the show, they'll concentrate on single player, and they'll show probably, the rumors are is that it's a little bit more open world. So we'll see, I think, something we haven't seen in Gears of War before. In the first trailer, Kate was on that, what could you call it? Almost like a ski with a sail, I can't remember the name. But anyway, I think we'll see something like that where she's going through a big wide open area, which is something we don't really see in Gears of War before. Sticking with Gears of War, I think we'll see Gears of War Tactics again. This was announced last year at E3, and I think it was PC only at the time. It was very like Gears of War meets XCOM, which has me very excited. I think we'll see more of that. Either we'll get a release date or a release window, and I think maybe it will get announced for Xbox, because I don't think it was Xbox. I think it was only PC, but I could be wrong on that. But I think we'll get Gears of War Tactics. They might mention that Gears of War Pop game. I think it was a mobile game. It looked kind of ridiculous. I think we'll see more of that as well. So yeah, lots of Gears of War this year. Like I said in the open, I think you close with Halo Infinite, because they have only showed a teaser of Halo, so I think people are going to be clamoring for more. And the rumors are this is a very different Halo from what we've got before. They said they're going back to their roots, but the rumors are is that it's more open world. It's more, modern for a shooter. It's not going to be the corridor story and then a small open area and then a corridor story and then a small open area like what Halo's been used to. I think it's probably going to be a big open world, more like a modern shooter, which I don't know how I feel about that. I do like Halo, but it has become stale for me. So I'm excited to see what they can do with it. I think Halo Infinite's a next gen game, so I don't think we'll get a release date. Maybe they might say it's going to launch in 2020, and I think if it launches in 2020, I think it's probably safe to bet that it's going to be on the next Xbox. And with that, they will talk about the next Xbox, but in a very minor capacity. I think they will talk about maybe they'll talk about it launching next year, maybe. We might get some information on the specs, but we won't get release date. We won't get the name of the console. We won't get what it looks like. I think we'll just get specs. It depends. If it comes out fall of 2020, we won't get any of that. We might just get specs. But if it comes out early 2020, like the Switch launched early in the year, I think if it launches like in a similar time to when the Switch did, I think it's more likely that we will get more information. But usually they hold that from E3 until they have their own event. So they will have their own event sometime next year before it launches, and that's when we'll get all that information. But right now, I think it's safe to say we won't get too much. They will talk about it, but they won't talk about it very much. We won't get too much information. Fable is going to make a return. The rumors are that Playground Games, the developers behind Forza, are making a Fable game. So I 100% believe that we will see a Fable game at this conference. I don't know how much of it we'll see, probably not a lot. Again, I think this is a next gen game. I think most of what we'll see will be next gen. I think Microsoft is desperately trying to get away from Xbox One, and I think it will be a next gen game. I also think that they might mention that the next Xbox has backwards compatibility. That might be the only information we get about it. But yeah, new Fable game coming from Playground Games, the people behind Forza. Very exciting. let's just hope they don't go full Peter Molyneux and start making promises about this game that they can't deliver on. The last thing we want is some, Peter Molyneux and the guy from that made No Man's Sky. We don't want that level of absolute BS in this Fable announcement. Microsoft has been spending money on new studios like White Trash that's just won the lottery. So I think a big part of this conference will be Microsoft talking about the new studios that they've acquired. So Phil Spencer said in a recent tweet that they will have 14 games, 14 first-party games at their conference, which is more than they've ever had before. And that's because they've just bought a bunch of developers. They bought Obsidian in Exile. They bought Ninja Theory. I don't know if they bought the Initiative or they made the Initiative. I think that's the studio they set up. So they have lots and lots of first-party games. Undead Labs is another one. So I think we'll see what a lot of these developers have been working on. Obsidian, they're going to go big with the Outer Worlds. That's not an exclusive to Microsoft because that game was borderline already made by the time they bought them. So I think they go big on that in their conference because they want that game to be a success. But what I think they will do is they might tease the next game from Obsidian. Now, if I was to guess what their next game would be, I would say that Microsoft probably talked to them about turning Pillars of Eternity into a Skyrim type first-person RPG, first-person, third-person, or open-world RPG. Josh Sawyer, who is the creative director on Pillars of Eternity, has said in the past that Obsidian see Pillars as their big IP that they could do lots of different things with. And one of the different things he said is, we can make this into a Skyrim level type world. So if I was Microsoft and Phil Spencer, I'd be going, hey, give us an exclusive Skyrim type, Elder Scrolls type video game, because they have it ready to go. They have a world that's ready to go, that's rich. Pillars is a fantastic game. So if they are, they might tease that, I think. But other than that, I don't think we'll see much from Obsidian other than the Outer Worlds. There are rumors that Ninja Theory is about to announce a game called Bleeding Edge for 2020. I think these rumors come from they trademarked the IP recently, so that's where that comes from. The 2020 release date, I'm not sure where that's coming from in the rumors, but that should be exciting. Ninja Theory did Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which is very, very good. It's an exciting developer to have as a first-party studio because they're different, that they can do, they can have an unusual game, I think, that other developers maybe can't do. So it's a really good get for Microsoft. I think we'll see more of that at the conference. So I think they'll do a quick sizzle reel of their remaining first-party developers that, say, haven't been far along in development, so they don't have really much to show, and they might pop their names up on screen and say these studios are all working hard on next-gen Xbox games. People like In Exile, who are deep into development on Wasteland 3, which Wasteland 3 was a crowdfunded game, so it is not. It's not going to be a Microsoft exclusive. I'd be very surprised because that would be very bad PR for them. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's going to come out on PC and maybe Xbox. But yeah, a quick sizzle reel, and that'll be the rest of the games. I think throughout the conference, we're going to get a ton of mentions of Game Pass. They really want to push Game Pass. So every game that's going to be announced is going to come day in, day one with Xbox Game Pass. They're going to say that all the time. They're going to talk about their PC Game Pass. 100%. That's coming. They've talked about it a little bit online, but they haven't really given any details. I think that'll be not a big part. I think that'll be like a 2-3 minute chunk where they kind of do some housekeeping, where they just talk about, little things in their service that they're doing. Maybe a little bit of streaming, that nonsense that we don't want to see. They're going to do like a little pieces of that. And then lastly, just third-party games that, are going to probably show up on their conference that they're not, that won't be exclusive. Cyberpunk is probably going to be there. Cyberpunk has said that they're going to be at E3, I think. I could be wrong. I've said that, I think they've said they're going to be at E3, but it's not going to be playable. So the only conference they could be at is either the PC gaming show or Microsoft. And if I was to bet, I would say they're big enough to be, they were at Microsoft last year, so they're big enough to go, hey, give us a 10-minute chunk of your conference and we'll give you a big gameplay trailer or something. I think that's most likely what's going to happen. The other one I can think of that might be there is Square Enix's Avengers game. Now, I know Square Enix have a conference themselves, but they gave them Kingdom Hearts last year. They gave them a trailer for Kingdom Hearts as far as I can remember. So it wouldn't surprise me if that game makes an appearance at the Microsoft conference, and then at their own conference they have their own separate trailer or their own separate gameplay. So that would be good. But Call of Duty, I think, will probably be at Microsoft, which is weird because it's been at Sony for the last couple of years, and Sony have had a deal with them, but Sony's not going to be there. So an E3 without Call of Duty is very weird. So I think they're probably going to be at E3 at Microsoft's conference. Yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to do another video just general about what we can expect from the other conferences, because I don't think any of them are too big to do a full episode like Microsoft. I'll do little ones, and then post E3 I'm going to do some reactions and stuff like that. And that's it. That's what I think we can expect from them. There's probably going to be some surprises in there, but I think that's generally how the conference is probably going to go. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think, what will happen, what do you think might happen, what do you hope might happen. It's exciting. I'm really hoping for some high-level cringe. I think E3 is getting very sterile the last couple of years. They're getting a bit too professional, there's not a whole lot of cringe. I really want some mistakes. I want games to not work. I want people to fluff their lines or say embarrassing things. Bring back Mr. Caffeine.
Hey, want to come over and play my Wii?